You're listening to Diamondback Radio, the Airsoft podcast, kind of like missold PPI. You didn't need, want, or ask for it. Powered by Fujin Airsoft. By the players, for the players. Strap in and assume the position. Diamondback Radio. What is happening, Airsofters? Welcome to Diamondback Radio. Here's your latest. I've had a bit of a tech upgrade. Go me. Yeah, I finally left the Stone Ages and went for a nice new phone, top of the line. So hopefully, with a bit of luck, content should be a lot more better. I can actually film in 4K now, so I'm going to get a bit of visuals up on this episode. So if you're watching on YouTube, which I think is the only way to listen to this podcast right now, you'll have a bit of visual to look at. So that's a little bit better than what I've been doing so far. So yeah, that's exciting. You can thank my mate Mark for getting me into that. It just kind of politely twisted my arm into upgrading. And I'm glad that he did, to be fair. I know he's listening right now, so Mark, cheers, buddy. Anyway, check this out. The doctor is in. Diamondback Therapy. Okay, here's a fresh take. You ever gone on Facebook and have a look back at all your old photos, or gone into Messenger and just sort of like scrolled back as far as it possibly can, just to kind of see what kind of person you were back then? Yeah, I did that this week, and my God, I was a little bitch. I really was. I don't know if it was just me, but there was a lot of random group chats that I was kind of in for a few messages and boom, gone. It was mainly back in uni, you know, when they had like in group projects and they'd be like, oh yeah, you got to meet up at like regular intervals and, you know, like hash stuff out. And yeah, it was just kind of, hey guys, we're going to meet in the library at 2 o'clock. Who's in? And I'd be like, yeah, I'm in. Oh, I can't. I've got a lecture. And it's like, then that's all it is. And there's other ones where, like, I don't know who the fuck I was talking to, because all it says is, like, Facebook user. Obviously, they've deleted the profile years ago, and it takes away everything they've ever said. So all it looks like is you just sort of going, hey, how's it going? Yeah, not too bad. Hey, yeah, you good? Ah, yeah, that was fucking awesome. And it's kind of like, that's all it is. It's a very one-sided conversation. And yeah, just feels like a whole lifetime ago, because half of these people I don't even remember even speaking to or meeting with. It's like there's one where, like, I'm talking with, I don't know, some girl back in uni, and it's like, hey, do you want to meet up for a coffee? And they're like, yeah, cool, I can do this Saturday. It's like, oh yeah, cool, me too. And I'm like, oh, actually no, I've got like band practice tonight, and my bass player's being an absolute like diva. And I'm like, what fucking band was I even playing in? I can't even remember. I have played in bands in the past, but I can't remember any bands that I was playing in back in uni. And I mean, what the hell was going on? And yeah, it feels like digging out a jigsaw puzzle from your loft and half the pieces are missing. And you got to try and piece it together. And you'll never fully solve it. And yeah, I don't know if it's just me, like this, like the ramblings of a fucking madman. But yeah, I don't know, like, do you guys ever like take a trip down memory lane and figure out what the fuck happened? I don't know, let me know. It'd be interesting to know what you guys come up with. I mean, there's a few conversations where, like, I obviously did not see the signs at all. Like, people that like genuinely showed an interest and like showed care and compassion, and I just kind of shot it down as just fucking ignore me then, because they didn't respond for a couple of days. I mean, I like to think these days I've mellowed out a bit. Like, people have lives. They just crack on with stuff and they just pick messages up when they can. And I guess I didn't understand that back then. I think I've always worn my heart on my sleeve, and that's kind of a blessing and a curse. I've got a lot of empathy and things like that, but I also take things to heart a lot. And yeah, that's something I need to work on still. Clearly I needed more than a fucking therapist back then. But yeah, it's bizarre. Kind of looking back and thinking, who the hell is writing these messages? Because it doesn't feel like me. Because I don't know if... Ooh, just fucking drop me mic. 2 seconds. Just ankles falling asleep. I'm so fucking old. Yeah. What was I saying again? Okay, so I've had to like listen back to that last bit of audio. Yeah. Spoiler alert, this isn't made live. Because if it was, I'd just be saying like, and doing all the random shitty vocal clicks. Any whoozle. Fucking hell, what was I saying again? See, I do this a lot. I just go on a weird tangent. That's it, yeah. So, I've had obviously bouts where I've kind of looked in the mirror and not recognised the man staring back. This was more so when I was cosplaying, because obviously now I am a follically challenged individual. I'm not bald, I'm follically challenged. And yeah, so back then I more or less perfected Obi-Wan Kenobi, like Ewan McGregor when he did Revenge of the Sith. So I had that side part in and the beard down to an absolute fucking T. Honest to God, people would stop me and go, you look the spitting double of them. Fun little fact, we have the same birthday. We're exactly 20 years apart. So that was always my little thing of like, oh, actually, like we're a lot more alike than you might realise. And yeah, but my style before then, I would just shave, or I would cut my hair right back or grow it out, because that's what I wanted to do, because it was me. My wife is shouting at the cat. You might hear her. So yeah, I would do all that, but because I had to kind of perfect this look and maintain it, because I'd be like, oh, well, I've got this convention in a month's time, so I've got to keep it. And then it's like, oh, but I've got another appearance like 2 months later. And yeah, it just got to the point where that was my style. And I would look in the mirror and I'd be like, I don't recognize the guy staring back at me. And that's probably one of my first like minty bees where I just like shaved all my hair off. And yeah, it happens. It is what it is. But I'll probably touch on that in another segment. I feel like I've waffled on far too much of this therapy shit. Let's try something else. Live. Laugh. Light 'em up. Diamondback Radio. You remember those warm summer nights? You remember sipping beer by the campfire of all your buddies? Remember raw dogging your best friend's wife while he was away on that business trip? Diamondback Radio remembers, but Diamondback Radio silence don't come free. Maybe subscribe to the Patreon and this whole thing goes away. Okay, quick shop talk. So I have now acquired the Pattern 83 chest rig. Got that from a buddy of mine, Bubba, over at Dirty Dog Airsoft. Big shout out to Bubba there. Fucking brilliant guy. So yeah, finally upgraded from the Chicom rig. I mean, I've still got it as a backup because it's a cool little one to sort of like, you can still backpack with it and that sort of thing. So nice and low profile. But if I want to do like a full-on skirmish or like a proper heavy patrol rig, I say heavy patrol rig, just like a decent patrol rig, then the Pattern 83 is definitely the upgrade for me that I've been needing. Mainly so because I can double stack my mags now and I can fit my AK mags in there just fine, but it also leaves a nice little space for the Velcro to fit a nice set of like patches on, because anyone who knows me knows I am a whore for patches. I mean, I've got too many of the bloody buggers. So yeah, that's a cool little feature. Means I can also put any mags in that I want. So say if I do end up going to like an AR platform or whatever other mags like required for whatever I'm going to be buying next, they'll go in there just fine. Or like if I do want to, I don't know, go for a little submachine gunny type of thing, because I do like the idea of the Mac 10. I like the idea of it, but I don't like the process of finding one that's going to be decent, because let's face it, I mean, the battery ones you need to do a lot of upgrades for, and the gas ones, I believe once the barrel cracks on the things, you can't really swap the barrel out. You got to just replace the entire like unit. So yeah, I'm kind of turned off the idea, but by the looks of it, the Pattern 83 will hold the mags for them as well. So that might be something down the line, as like little quick fire sidearm or whatever. But as it stands, I don't need to do anything to this thing. I mean, all I've done is adjust the straps and put a bit of sniper tape around the straps to kind of keep them in place. And yeah, that's all there is to it. I love the South African aesthetic. I mean, years ago, one of my exes, she was from South Africa, and her dad, he was a fucking brilliant guy. And yeah, it's like I remember one time we had this barbecue, and he was grilling all sorts on it, and like the way he built this barbecue, it was literally like an old desk that was turned on its side, half an oil drum, and a bit of chicken wire, or like that like wire mesh type of stuff, and that was it. Just filled it full of coal, job done. And I was like, I like that ingenuity. It's like things that shouldn't work together, but they do, and they have a purpose, and it works. And like that's kind of where I'm gravitating towards with my airsofting kit. Just things that aren't flashy, because they don't need to be flashy. They just have to work and do the job. And yeah, with the Pattern 83, because it doesn't have any molly panels, or like there's no molly capacity, because I don't think it needs molly, because I can pretty much get my radio in the left hand lower pouch and put the little push to talk unit in the little tiny upper pouch, and maybe just stick something else in there if I needed to. And then the right side pouch, I could I don't normally carry smokes or bangers, but I have the capacity to do that, and it's probably the right size for like a smoke grenade, which I might have to invest in whenever I next play. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Got nice padded straps, just like backpack straps. And, like that should take a lot of like the burden off of, because obviously with the Chi-Com, it's just like straight webbing. And, like you're not going to have much weight in it anyway, but it's just nice to know that, like with the Pattern 83, there is padding on there. So if you do want to like have something bit like girthier, but like heavier on your front, is going to take some of that load off. And yeah, I also like how it's actually like an original piece. When you flip up the mag pouch on the back, it's actually got the guy's like serial number and like name on it and stuff. And it's like, because I've seen on like Commando Store, like the reproduction type ones, and they're about 80 quid a pop. And I spent about £50 on it, for the one I've got. And yeah, it's like, it's probably the most I've paid for a rig, like since like the Amazon days when I was just getting like not plate carriers, but like the like tack vesty type ones. But even then they were like 20-30 quid. So yeah, it's a bit more than what I normally pay, but it's a piece of history, and I don't mind spending that little bit extra because I'm not going to need another rig for a very, very long time. Like I say, I mean, it was either that or the Russian Jaeger rig, whichever one came first. And I'm kind of glad the Pattern 83 came first, like available. And yeah, so I'll be able to probably field that next weekend. Or but I think by the time this goes out, it'll be like the Saturday coming. So yeah, I'll give you a full rundown of how it fields. And yeah, I have good high hopes for it because, like I say, it's been used like non-stop since 1983. So it's still holds up by today's standards. And yeah, I think it's pretty neat. I just think they're neat. Fucking hell, that was the worst Marge Simpson impression ever. I do apologise. I shall cancel myself immediately. Anyway, do you like Synthwave? If you do, you might like this. I mean, it's gimpy, but whatever. you remember the good old days? Back when the internet was an honest and wholesome place. Remember a time before Bitcoin scams and influencers were just called douchebags? Diamondback Radio remembers. Diamondback Reviews, cutting through the bullshit, giving you some god-honest truth for once. Like the good old days. Alright, here's a gun review for you. So, quick disclaimer, I didn't pay new retail price for this one. I kind of wangled it with a buddy of mine. Hashtag sponsor. So, yeah, it was technically sort of second-hand price because the box was open. So, you know, I can't remember how much I paid for it in the end. I mean, I would check on my phone, but I mean, it's right next to me, but I really can't be asked to look at it. So, I want to say about 150, 160 pounds. You know what? I'm going to just open my phone and check. 2 seconds. 135 pound. So, yeah, that's what I spent. Plus post and packaging is about 11 pound, but meh, details. So yeah, I don't know what the new price is on other sites, but I'm sure you can do your own googly search and see what that is. So I picked up the Lancer Tactical AK-105 Gen 2. Is it Gen 2 or is it Gen 3? Gen 2. No, I'm not going to check my phone again. Yeah, let's say it's Gen 2. Definitely Gen 2. So the story was I was looking for an RPK. I've been looking at the SEMA one because, you know, I've got the SEMA drum mag. I wanted a thing to put it in that wasn't like my Krink because, you know, like, as much as it is really fucking cool having a drum mag on a Krink, I kind of wanted like the big support piece. And my guy was like, well, you know, I don't have any of those on hand, but I do have this you might be interested in. So, yeah, I took a punt on it thinking, right, it will do as a spare, like a spare primary. And it's fast become my primary. So, yeah, it's a nice, sort of sleek-looking, like, late Cold War era AK. You know, it's got a slightly longer barrel than the Krink, and it does deliver the hits. I mean, when I go back to the Krink, you know, you can kind of feel, like, the, not lack of power, but, you know, like, with the Lancer, it's got a bit more pop to it, and that's what I like about it. So yeah, it's got its ups and downs, you know, like with any airsoft gun, any riff, you know, like things are gonna fall off. I mean, like it's like with the KWA when I talked about previously, where the safety thing fell off, and you know, like I don't care because it wasn't the one that I would use because I'm a right-handed shooter. But anyway, details. So yeah, things have fallen off, but we've refitted them and they haven't fell off since. So that to me is a good sign that it works. So the first one that fell off, I was playing a game at Dirty Dog. Thankfully, I was stood behind cover when this happened, so I didn't actually lose it mid-run. So the magazine like release mechanism, obviously, if you're an AK player, you'll know it's like a little paddle type thing with a spring on it, and you sort of kind of press it in and sort of roll the mag forward to get it out. So I tried that. No, I didn't try that. No, I'm remembering things wrong. Yeah, so I was reloading and the mag wouldn't sit in, and I'm like, fucking what's going on here? So I'm trying to rag it back in, and there's having none of it. And then I looked at the actual gun and I was like, crap, the catch is gone. Thankfully, it was only like 3 pieces that had came off and they're right by my feet. So I quickly grabbed them up and, you know, went back to spawn and tried to fix it there. Needed a bit more dexterity. Thankfully, I got a guy who fixes things. So if you guys play at Dirty Dog, you'll know Mikey. So he's like the main tech guy, like the tech guru. So he's done a lot of servicing for me for my Krink and things like that. So really good guy. I'll probably talk more about the Krink work on another like segment. So yeah, he quickly refitted it for us, and yeah, it's not fell off since then. The only other thing that's fell off was so when I bought the Krink, I wanted like a proper like Soviet style sling. So I got like the SEMA reproduction like AK sling in OD green, and I kept looking at the one in tan. And I thought, oh, that's really cool and all, but it didn't quite fit because obviously with my Krink, it's got the like the green paracord on it, so that kind of worked together. But since I've got the Lancer, I've got some tan again sniper tape, so I've kind of like put bits on areas just to kind of break up the black a little bit, because in early photos of it is all black, and like that's cool for if you're doing like an all black special ops kind of thing, but for my sort of scavenger type aesthetic, needed something a bit more rugged looking. So yeah, that's what I've got for that so far. And I was like, right, well, I'll just get, because I did run a slightly more modern type sling, and it worked, but I wanted something a bit more like iconic. So for right, I'll get this in tan, whack it on there, and yeah, I tried getting it through like the rear sling loop, and it wouldn't actually fit through. I had to undo the stitching to kind of like loop that through and then kind of re-stitch it in place. So it's kind of like Sandy in the like ending scenes of Grease, where they had to like sew her into the costume. That's probably what I should call the AK. I might call her Sandy. There we go, Sandy. So yeah, waffling on. Anyway, so that little like loop mechanism had fell off at D23 the last time I was playing. So I just heard like a little metal ping on the floor, and I thought, fucking hell, here we go again. And all I found was obviously the loop and like a little disc type thing. And I thought, I'm sure there was something more to it. And I was like, well, where's it gone? I mean, looking at comparison to the Krink, that was all the other parts that were needed, so that's all that fell off. So I grabbed them. Thankfully, it was like the last game before break, so I fixed it during the break. I think I fixed it because obviously I've got my dad's Leatherman. It's just like a little multi-toe type thing in my bag. So, see, I kind of like how my dad's gear, like it's all stuff that was meant to be used. So like things like pocket knives and all kind of stuff, and like they've all got a use, and like I still use them to this day. So did a little bit of tech sorcery on it, and yeah, got it working again. Just kind of like bent it all back in place, kind of a bit more than like might have done before. And yeah, it's not fell off since, so that's a good thing. And yeah, it's overall, it's a really good piece. It's still my favourite primary. Oh, can you hear the wife? She's watching The Traitors, and I think Alan's just done something. Hang on, let's have a listen. Can you hear that? Yeah, she's loving that episode. God knows what's going on. What? Hang on. Okay, I'm back. So, yeah, I won't spoil that if you haven't watched it already, so whatever. Yeah, so everything's fine now with the Lancer. Nothing's fell off since. And yeah, I mean, would I buy it full price? Yeah, I would. It's like I say, it's a definite step up from what I was using originally. And now the SEMA's kind of taken the back seat as the backup. And yeah, I mean, you'll probably hear it when I do the little jingle, with like the speed loader and like the full auto. That's the Lancer. So yeah, it's got a nice full auto to it. It's very snappy. It's got a nice snappy trigger response because it's got that built-in MOSFET, which is what I really like with my AEGs. I don't like the spongy trigger response of like a non-MOSFET one. It is wired to Mini Tamiya though, so I had to get a Mini Tamiya to Dean's adapter because my CMA was wired to Dean's, so I didn't want to spend any more money on batteries. So it just says having extra batteries lying around. So I've got two 7.4 volt pencil batteries, so they just go in the mock gas port. And yeah, that's all I'll ever need really, and it does its job. Only thing was though, the handguard, obviously, it's just like a plain plastic one. So if you do want to run like foregrip and stuff, you do need to like find one with Picatinny rails. I did pick one up, but obviously it's a SEMA branded one, and I thought that might go on. So it only goes so far in. This is the thing with AKs, like, I love them, but they are like the toddler of airsoft. You know, like, to give you an example. So the SEMA obviously runs all the mags that came with it. So mainly all SEMA ones. The SEMA drum mag works in there just fine. And the Lancer, it runs the SEMA mid caps that I've got, but it doesn't like the drum mag. And it's kind of like saying to your toddler, it's kind of like, oh, well, you know, like, here, have some shepherd's pie. It's like, no, I don't want shepherd's pie. Don't like it. It's like, yeah, but you had it yesterday. You said you like shepherd's pie. It's like, no, I don't like it. And that's kind of how it is with AKs, where nothing's seamless. It's a labour of love. So, yeah, with this Pickrell handguard, it basically all fits on, but it's just a fraction of a millimetre too big. So it doesn't want to lock in place. So I need to take the Dremel out again and try and shape off areas that fighting back a little bit. So, but that's more sort of aftermarket type stuff. I mean, out of the box, absolutely brilliant. So definitely recommend picking one up if you're looking to start on the AKs. Definitely a good one to look into. So yeah, that's all I've got to say on that one. And yeah, there'll be some video footage that I've been like farting out. So just give you an idea what it looks like now. So yeah, pretty much all I have to say on that. And yeah, so that'll probably do it for this week on Downback Radio. But do check back with us again, and yeah, catch you on the next one. Peace out. Thanks for listening to Diamondback Radio. We'll see you on the next one.